Hello, garden friend. Today I'll be sharing 5 lessons my garden has taught me and how these lessons can translate into everyday life. And stick around to the end because I believe the 5th lesson is so important in handling the many challenges we face in life. The very first lesson my garden has taught me is patience. And if you've ever grown anything, you know you have to be patient. First, you have to put the seed in the ground, and then you have to water it and make sure it gets some sunlight. And all the while, you can't see anything happening. Then it puts down roots. You still can't see anything happening. And then finally, you have some baby leaves, and then true leaves. You still have to wait and wait. But if you do wait, your reward, a harvest. But what happens if you give up because you can't wait? It's taking too long. What happens if you pull a root crop like a potato prematurely because you're just going to wait? You lose out on the harvest. So how does this translate to your life? Well, simply, sometimes you just have to wait. You can't make an investment in something today and expect a return tomorrow. Just like you cannot correct a child once and think he'll be all good. If you're a parent, you know you are going to have to say that thing over and over and over again. There's a reason that phrase, how many times have I got to say? How many times do I have to tell you? There's a reason that phrase is so common, because you do have to say it over and over and over again. In a garden, you have to weed and then wait. And then water and wait, and fertilize and wait. And children are no different. You will have to weed, water, and fertilize their lives, and wait. Keep at it. They'll turn out right. Now, the second lesson my garden taught me is you reap what you sow, literally. You can't plant an okra seed and expect to reap peppers, or plant eggplant and expect zinnia flowers. Hi, butterfly. Now, life is no different. If you're in a relationship, you cannot expect to reap kindness and joy and peace and tranquility if all you're sowing is drama and chaos. You get out what you put in. Hi, butterfly. Now, I know someone's going to say, I tried that. I put in a lot of good into a relationship and all I got was bad. This is a story for another day, but you have to choose your soil. You have to choose your soil. If you plant pepper seeds, they could be non-GMO, organic, the best seeds in the market, and you put them on a rock, I don't think you're going to get a pepper harvest. So choose your soil, choose your person. Like I said, story for another day. But the fact remains, you reap what you sow. Put in good, you'll get out good. Plant some kindness today. The third lesson my garden has taught me is to do it for the joy. Now, not everything in your garden has to be for production. And I used to be that girl. I would plant tomatoes so I could make tomato sauce with it, and peppers so I could make a little pepper sauce. And I didn't like flowers because to me, they didn't have any production value, no return on investment, if you will. But I have found over the years that it's okay to plant something just because it makes you happy. Like this here zinnia. Its job in this garden is simply to make me happy. And that's okay. It's okay to give this zinnia plant space in my garden just because it makes me happy. And let me show you this. This is a squash plant that's dead now, but I don't really like squash. I don't really care for squash. I plant this because I love to watch it grow. I love to see it, and that's all. And you might call this wasteful. You know what I call it? I call it joy. I call it joy. Harvesting fruit, as good as that is not the only return on investment in the garden. Joy is also ROI. So do it. Do the things that make you happy. Of course, within reason. Please don't say I said do the things that make you happy and now you spent your rent money on a car you can't afford. I didn't say that. Be wise. And that takes me to the fourth lesson my garden has taught me, which is it's the little things. It's the little things. Don't overlook the little things. You see this little marigold here? In the springtime, when this was the only flower available for me to feast my eyes on, this was what brought me joy. Every day I would come out and just stare at these little flowers. The little things. It's often not the big gestures that make a big impact in the lives of the people you love. Most of the time, it's the little things. So for your spouse, that may mean helping her iron the clothes, fixing him a plate, putting gas in her car because you know she really hates to do that, and simply taking the time to listen. It's the little things, like finding these 2 perfectly ripened peppers just sitting here in the garden when I didn't even know they were growing. I had no idea this plant was here, growing me peppers. And look at that. The little things, they matter. If you take the time to study your spouse or your child or your friend, it will often become obvious the little things that make them happy. Now you can do them. Now, the fifth lesson my dear garden has taught me is that it's okay if everything isn't okay. Case in point. There are seasons in the garden. This is the fall season. A lot of these summer crops are dying off. Is that really a bad thing? It's not really. There are seasons for plants to grow. There are seasons to slow down and hibernate, if you will. And there are seasons for some crops to die. And in life, it's no different. There will be seasons in your life when things look a bit challenging, where there are battles to fight. And there could be seasons where it looks like you're actually losing. But remember, where there are valleys, there are mountains. There will be times that you'll need to cut down on your expenses and run a tight ship and a tight budget. And there will be times that you can live a little. You have to learn to recognize the seasons of life that you're in and find the joy in them. Knowing that even when things seem tough, there are mountains up ahead. Hi, butterfly. And now that you know the 5 lessons my garden has taught me, if you would like to learn the 5 mistakes I made in my garden this season and what I'm doing to fix them, click on this video. Until next time, may you always find joy in your garden and your life. Bye, garden friend.